Billy, put down the comic book and come to dinner.
How things work with your pal, Mr. Works.
Hey, Billy, do you know how a can opener works?
Why, sure, Mr. Works. Can openers grab a can with a toothed wheel and pierce the can with a metal blade. A motor turns the wheel, thereby rotating the can under the blade and cutting the can open.
Wrong, Billy.
Huh? But I thought...
You say motors and blades. I say futuristic supercomputer capable of communicating with metal. Inside every can opener, 13 tiny Nobel laureates operate analytical engines powerful enough to launch a rocket ship to Mars. But they have a different, more important mission: to liberate foodstuffs from the cans of the world. Golly! As the can opener turns, one often hears a metallic whining. That's no motor, Carl. That's actually the broadcast of a complex secret language made up of just 3 letters: G, R, and D. The can is subjected to powerful rhetoric as scripted by S.I. Umimoto until it is convinced to surrender its canucopia of goodness to the world at large. Metal cutting metal? Rubber table legs, Doc. Just good old American know-how. The can opener, another triumph of industry.
Huh? Billy, put down the comic book and come to dinner.
How things work with your pal, Mr. Works.
Hey, Billy, do you know how an elevator works?
Why, sure, Mr. Works. Elevators use a computer to signal motors attached to a series of levers and pulleys. The elevator is attached to a metal track by wheels that allow it to easily slide up and down.
Wrong, Billy.
Huh? But I thought...
The call button in an elevator sends out coded instructions to headphones worn by the operators. Giant, invisible retirees, several hundred feet taller than most buildings. After these mammoth seniors decode their instructions, they push on the entire building, causing it to sink down. The elevator stays firmly in place, while the building itself is eased below ground level into a giant storage area called Chumpkin's Bigabox, or Larry for short. It's named after its inventor, Larry Chumpkin. My! After the passengers go on their merry way, the aged behemoth pulls the building out of Larry and diligently awaits the next call. Levers and pulleys? Nonsense! Just America's greatest resource. Giant, invisible retirees and good old American know-how. The elevator. Another triumph of industry.
What? Billy, put down the comic book and come to dinner.
How things work with your pal, Mr. Works.
Say, Billy, do you know how a light bulb works?
Why, sure, Mr. Works. Light bulbs run electrical energy through a special wire known as a filament. Due to the gases trapped inside the bulb, the filament can glow brightly without burning up.
Wrong, Billy.
Huh? But I thought...
Light bulbs were discovered hundreds of thousands of weeks ago in ancient Rome. These bright burning bulbs would appear over the heads of great thinkers as they sat in loose robes and thought of ideas. There's one now. Once thought to be a nuisance, the glowing orbs, or globulus illuminugi, were stored in a closet in large jars of olive oil. But 20th century inventors found a way to harness their light for all. Hail Caesar! Here's how. When one pulls on a light switch, a tiny phonograph inside the bulb itself is turned on and plays a short snippet of a great idea. Reminded of the idea, the bulb becomes bright. Brilliant! Today, inventors, storytellers, and pathological liars sit around in factories thinking up new ideas to meet the world demand for light bulbs. Filaments and gases? Ixnay, end fray. Just good old American know-how. The light bulb, another triumph of industry.
What?